What a beautiful sight it is. All 33 cars going by here in turn 3. In the 8th row, Pancho Carter, who sat on the pole back in 1985. Teo Fabi, the 1983 pole sitter, and he could come from the back of the field. Then rookie Dean Hall, a downhill skier. Tom Sneva, former winner of the Indianapolis 500 in row 9. Scotty Brayton, who sat on the front row here at Indianapolis before. And Stan Fox on the outside of row 9. Over into 4, and Bob Lamey.
Larry, rows 10 and 11 will be coming into sight very, very shortly. Roberto Guerrero will start in car number 20 on the inside. The middle, Jim Crawford, a spectacular accident early in practice, but back going again. Al Unser, who celebrates his 51st birthday tomorrow. Then it's Billy Vukovic, who's on the inside of row 11. John Paul Jr. in the middle, and our last qualifier on the outside of row 11, starting 33rd in car number 56. That's Rocky Moran as they head toward the start-finish line at Bob Jenkins.
And the pace now begins to quicken. Next time around, the green flag, Jerry Baker.
Well, it's still Emo setting the pace, and it'll be really his job. Once that pace car gets off there, Emo brings him down to the green flag. He is now trying to scuff in those tires, get them warmed up. They're in the short chute between 1 and 2, and again, right in front of you, Gary.
Well, right now, moving into the second quarter. This is the time when the butterflies start to fly in formation. They can check their gauges. One last tug on the shoulder harness. They're in communications with their crews right now. And howdy, Mel, they're coming down in your direction, coming off that second corner.
And there is no more magnificent sight to me in the world of auto racing as they still are scuffing in those tires. It's Fittipaldi and Mears and Ari Luyendyk. Beautiful sun glistening off of the magnificent colors, the array of machines, the variety of engines, and the beautiful colors as they're halfway up the backstretch now and starting to get lined up. There's a little bit of a gap here about halfway through the field, so the fellows in the back are starting to catch up now and move into a little closer orientation and information as they approach Larry Henry in turn 3.
This is the most perfect alignment I've seen in a long time. First row going by, the second, the third. They're under the control now of the pole sitter, Emerson Fittipaldi. The speed beginning to build as they head to turn 4 and Bob Lamey.
They come off forward. Emo on the inside. Rick Mears in the middle. The crowd standing, cheering. They're in perfect rows of 3. They go by. They're heading to the start-finish line. Emerson Fittipaldi leads to the start of the 1990 500-mile race. Here's Bob Jenkins.
And the green flag is down, and Rick Mears has got a slight advantage into turn 1.
It's the first of 800 left-hand turns, and Emo just blew him off. It's Emo, and then Rick Mears is going to number 2 in Gary Lee.
Into turn 2, about 4 car lengths between Emo and Rick Mears, and another 5 car lengths back to Ari Luyendyk, Bobby Rahal, and the Andretti's.
Emerson Fittipaldi still leading, but Rick Mears is closing in as they come down to 3. And here comes a move down on the inside. Al Unser Jr. moves up a position around Mario Andretti. So Al Unser Jr. begins to move through the field.
As we head through 4, it's Emerson Fittipaldi. Then it's Rick Mears, Ari Luyendyk, Bobby Rahal, Al Unser Jr. Then it's Mario Andretti, Danny Sullivan. They head to the start-finish line, the end of lap 1.
For the first time since 1972 and 73, the pole sitter leads 2 consecutive years on the first lap. They're already in turn number 2. Here is Gary Lee. Well, already the gap starts to widen between Emerson Fittipaldi and his teammate Rick Mears. A big gap then back to Ari Luyendyk, even a big one back to Bobby Rahal. So right now, Emo is showing early. He wants to set the pace, the 74th running of the Indy 500.
Here comes Emerson, then Rick Mears. Then we have Ari Luyendyk, but Al Unser Jr., who had problems in qualifying and then in practice, seems to have it sorted out. He's closing in on teammate Bobby Rahal.
Emerson Fittipaldi out of 4, still with the lead. Then it's Rick Mears, Ari Luyendyk, Bobby Rahal, and as Larry said, it is Al Jr. closing on Bobby Rahal as they finish lap 2.
Emerson Fittipaldi has the lead with Mears second, then Luyendyk, then Bobby Rahal into 1.
Last Thursday at Carburation Day, it looked like at that time Emo could go anywhere on this track at number 1. You called Mears grabbing the lead. Indeed, he did, Bob, but Fittipaldi just took it away. They ought to be down the backstretch. I would imagine Larry Henry can see him already by now.
Emerson's heading to 3 right now, and he has about a 15-car length advantage on Rick Mears. Then it comes Ari Luyendyk, Bobby Rahal, Little Al, Mario Andretti, and then Danny Sullivan is trying to move up, and Michael Andretti is way down below the white line as he heads into 3. He might have some problems early.
Again, the battle right now. Bobby Rahal trying to hold off Al Jr. as they fight for 4. They head to 1 and Jerry Baker.
He's just away for a Sunday afternoon drive. Here comes Rick Mears. Here comes Ari Luyendyk. Then there's a gap back to Bobby Rahal. Almost got a great move on the starting lap. Couldn't quite pull it off. Pick him up, Gary Lee.
Well, the best battle shaping up for 4th position between the teammates on the Gallus team. That is Bobby Rahal and Little Al Unser. They head down the backstretch. You should have them Larry Henry in turn 3.
And that is a battle that, again, Al Unser Jr. wasn't happy. He ran a 2:28 in practice, but couldn't do it in qualifying. He's trying to chase down his teammate. Little Al, of course, had that famous incident in this turn last year.
Emerson Fittipaldi, Rick Mears, Ari Luyendyk, same spread. Ray Hall with Al Jr. closing just a bit as they again come out of 4 and head down the main straightaway.
4 laps are completed. 4 laps completed here at Indianapolis, and the race speed 200, 14.854 miles an hour as Emerson Fittipaldi sets the pace, and Johnny Rutherford a nice clean start.
Oh, it was. They got a little bunched as they came across the line, but Emerson Fittipaldi made his move and jumped out in front and is staying there. He's showing he wants to win this thing.
They're pretty much in single file formation now as they come down the straightaway, and everybody completes lap number 4. Emerson Fittipaldi from Sao Paulo, Brazil, now making his home in Miami, Florida, flashes out of corner number 4. He still leads Rick Mears by a considerable margin. Ari Luyendyk still running third. Let's follow him around. Jerry Baker in turn 1.
Well, the lead just continues to widen. There goes Emo. There is Mears, and there is Luyendyk. Then there is Bobby Rahal. So it looks as like Gary Lee said, Emerson wants to set the pace, and that he is doing, Bob.
It won't be long before we have some lapping in the next couple of laps, and that will raise the question of what the turbulence will do with these chassis setups. That question should be answered in 3 or 4 laps.
Well, Emerson Fittipaldi with a huge lead now on Rick Mears. Danny Sullivan was passed a few moments ago here in the third turn by Michael Andretti, who is now closing in on his father. So Michael seems to be on a move, starting to make up ground, heading towards the front of the pack.
You mentioned lapping. Right now, Emerson Fittipaldi is just 6 seconds behind Al Unser Sr., who is running last at the moment as they head down the main straightaway.
And for you A.J. Foyt fans, he is running in 9th position, and the pace of the race is some 9 miles an hour quicker than it was last year. Emerson Fittipaldi out of corner number 2 now and going down the backstretch. Emerson Fittipaldi is leading the 500-mile race with now 6 laps completed. He has about a 2.5-second lead on his teammate Rick Mears. Ari Luyendyk is third, then Bobby Rahal. Al Unser Jr. in 6th position is Mario Andretti. 7th would be the number 3 car of Michael Andretti. 8th is Danny Sullivan. 9th is A.J. Foyt. And in 10th position is the number 41 car of John Andretti.
Back at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, where we are 169 laps into the 500-mile race, and a new leader, Ari Luyendyk, has taken over the lead from Bobby Rahal. The pass occurred in turn number 3. Larry?
This is a great pass by Ari Luyendyk. They came in almost side by side with traffic in front. They battled down the back straightaway. But Luyendyk went low and accelerated around Bobby Rahal like he was standing still. And then Luyendyk went out to about a 25 car length advantage. But remember, pit stops are coming up, and this one could be won on the next round of pit stops.
And Johnny Rutherford, it appears to me as if Bobby Rahal has a problem.
Well, it could be that he's had a tire go off. We've been hearing about the blistering all day. Maybe he's got one that's just starting to bubble underneath the surface, and that will set you off a little bit, make the car feel a little uncomfortable. So we'll have to see what they say on his pit stop.
We do expect a pit stop coming up here momentarily by both Ari Luyendyk, the leader of the race, and Bobby Rahal, who is running in 2nd position. Ari Luyendyk right now is approaching the 4th corner, and let's see if he chooses to pit this time. No, he does not. He'll stay out at least one more time. Ari Luyendyk staying out there, but Bobby Rahal is coming in for a stop. Bobby Rahal, 2nd place car, rolling down pit road on his way to his assigned pit area, and we'll watch the pit stop by Bobby Rahal. Here's Brian Hammonds.
Rahal hits his mark. Lap 171. Rahal is in. 4 tire change, a full load of fuel. Now, if my calculations are correct, it would be cutting it very close if this were to be Bobby Rahal's last pit stop. He may have to come in for a splash of fuel. He's still in. The hose goes away, and Rahal is away. And I don't see any blistering problems at all with Bobby Rahal's tires that were just taken off of his car, Bob.
What about it, Johnny? Can he go the rest of the distance now with 171 laps completed?
That's going to be close. He might can. That will be the telltale. If he can do it, I think he'll pull it off.
Well, now we're watching for Ari Luyendyk to see if he's going to come in for his pit stop. He is still out there, moving off the 2nd corner and down the backstretch. So Ari Luyendyk may be headed for his pit this time around. And we see the number 4 car of Teo Fabi being pushed to his pit area, and Fabi is out of the car, apparently out of the race, so now make both Porsches retiring from competition. John Andretti out earlier with a problem, and now Arie Luyendyk does indeed turn to the left and head for his pit. Sally Lark will be there to describe the pit stop by the current leader, Arie Luyendyk.
And the team anxiously awaits as Arie Luyendyk makes his way down the pits. He stops at the mark. They're going to put on fresh tires. The car is up on the jack, changing both tires now. Arie finished 7th here. That was the best finish he had in 1985. He hopes for a lot better this year, and it looks like he's going to get it too. He said all he needed is Chevy power, and that's what he's got this year. They're refueling the car. The car is down off the jack, and Arie Luyendyk is out.
We are seeing two drivers driving Chevy engines for the first time this year, running first and second in the race. Bobby Rahal got the Chevy this time, and Arie Luyendyk got the Chevy engine this year. And they're showing that, indeed, that appears to be the engine to have again this year.
It certainly does, Bob, because everybody that's had one certainly has a good day. And, that's incredible that they're driving the Chevys for the first time, and they're new teams with Chevys, and they've got it all worked out.
Let's go back down to the pits, and Brian Hammonds with a report on Bobby Rahal.
Well, now back to the fuel question. We asked earlier if they could make it after pitting on lap 171. Maury Cranes, the owner of Bobby Rahal's car, says yes, they're done with pit stops today. They're out there to race to the checkered flag now.
All right, we'll see the checkered flag fall now in less than 30 laps. 27 more to go in the 74th running of the 500-mile race. And Kevin Kogan now shown, as we said, in 9th position with less than 20 laps to go.
About some random thoughts here. Doug Shearson's car is leading the race with Arie Luyendyk, and we're just looking down that been here since 1981, so this Doug Shearson's 9th race. He had a 10th and a 6th in 82 and 83 with Howdy Holmes. He had a 5th in 86 and a 4th in 87 with Al Unser Jr., a 7th in an 88 and a 3rd last year with Raul Bosell, and going for the win this time. In fact, there's only 2 years that his cars haven't finished the race, and that was 84 when Danny Sullivan dropped out, and also Little Al in 1985. And as far as rookies are concerned, newcomers, some people don't like the term rookie, we've got Eddie Cheever is running 8th, 6 laps down. Scott Goodyear is running 9th, 7th laps down, and Dean Hall has not come around for a few laps. He's slipping down the standings.
All right, the question becomes, can Arie Luyendyk go the distance on the amount of fuel he has in that car? The answer, perhaps, from Sally Larvik.
Well, apparently Arie Luyendyk is going to go all the way. I talked to Neil Mickelwright, who is the team manager. I said, Neil, have you made a decision? Are you going to bring him in, or are you going to leave him out there? He kind of smiled at me, and I said, you are, aren't you? You're going to leave him out there? And he said, yeah, we are. We're going to go for it. Bob?
Well, I guess, Johnny, that you've got to go for it, don't you?
In that situation, I would think that's probably right. He made his stop. They say Rahal can go the distance. Now, the cars are both running Chevrolets, and who knows how they're set. But if they can both go the distance, Luyendyk made his stop after Rahal.
Victory Lane is being prepared in front of me here at the tower of the Indianapolis Motor Speedway as we get set now for the final few laps of this running. There are 11 more circuits to go, and at the moment, Arie Luyendyk has a rather comfortable lead on second place Bobby Rahal. Only those two cars are on the lead lap, and the interval between first and second is about 9 seconds. So at the moment, Arie Luyendyk has things in hand and could be on his way to his first victory here in the Indianapolis 500-mile race. But remember, we may be in a situation where the top two cars need to come in for a splash of fuel in order to be able to complete the distance. So that story unfolds in the next 10 laps here at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, nearing the end of the 74th running of the 500.
There's an enemy in your car's engine called heat. And because some motor oils break down faster in high temperatures, they can damage your engine and send it to a fiery grave. That's why you need the special quality of Pennzoil motor oil. Every drop of Pennzoil has superior breakdown resistance at high temperatures to protect your engine against heat. Conquer the enemy heat in your engine with the world-class protection of Pennzoil. For the last 2 years,
years, the Chevrolet-powered Indy V8 has won the Indianapolis 500. And this year, with a host of world-renowned drivers racing under Chevy's power, we're going for number 3. The Chevrolet Indy V8 and the Indianapolis 500. When it comes to world-class racing, nobody's winning like...
Now stay tuned for the greatest spectacle in racing.
Back at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, there are only 7 laps to go in the 500-mile race. Arie Luyendyk has the lead, but does he have enough fuel to go the distance? Bobby Rahal is in second position. Does he have enough fuel to go the distance? Here's Brian Hammonds.
Well, with 7 laps to go, Arie Luyendyk starting to pull away a little bit now from Bobby Rahal. I asked Maury Cranes if maybe Bobby Rahal is conserving fuel a little bit. He said no, he's going flat out. He's trying to win this race. So Bobby is not conserving. Arie's just pulling away.
Arie indeed is pulling away. The race appears to be his. Today's race winner will receive a check for $75,000 from Borg Warner Automotive, who has sponsored the winner's trophy for 54 years. Our winner will also receive a miniature of the Borg Warner trophy valued at $20,000. And today's race winner will receive a beautiful 14-karat gold ring with over 1 carat of brilliant diamonds and a check for $10,000 from the Herff Jones Company as part of the Herff Jones Champions of Champions Award. Arie Luyendyk, originally from Holland, now making his home in Scottsdale, Arizona, completes lap number 195. There are 5 laps to go, and Arie Luyendyk appears to be on his way to his first 500-mile win. It'll be a great day for the Doug Shearson team, Johnny, because they have struggled through several years and have certainly come home here today.
Well, it really is, and Doug Shearson's entire crew and Doug Shearson are extremely nice people. They're easy to deal with, and it's they've worked very hard for this, obviously, and to see the crew down there very pensive. You probably couldn't stick a pen in them right now. They're so tight because it's just that sort of a situation, waiting to see if they'll make the distance. Bobby Rahal running second, wishing the same thing, want to go the distance. So this is a shootout. It's right down to the very end.
And Sally Larvik is with Arie Luyendyk's wife.
Help but smile, but I know you've got to be nervous inside.
I'm so nervous, unbelievable. I can't stand it anymore.
Did you ever think that this could happen, that could possibly happen, that he could win the 500-mile race?
Yes, I thought that could happen, but we were waiting for it, and maybe it's coming true now.
Maybe it is. Thank you very much, Mika. I'll let you get back to watching Arie. Bob?
Mrs. Luyendyk hoping that her husband can hold on and win his first 500. Here he is on the main straightaway, headed for turn number 1 with 3 laps to go. Jerry Baker.
Nice and smooth as he has been all day long. Into the short chute to the outside wall to Gary Lee in number 2.
He has been using a lot of racetrack in 2, right down against the grass now eases off about halfway down the back straightaway. We always knew he had the talent. The only component he really needed for a racing victory here was that Chevrolet power plant, and Larry Henry down at 3, he has that right behind him.
He sure does. He never won a race on the kart circuit, and yet he may win the biggest one of the year, the Indianapolis 500. It would be his first career victory today. Bob Lamy.
He's coming through 4 very easily. A couple of slow cars. Cheever off going to the pits. He's got A.J. Foyt in front of him. Emerson Fittipaldi making a run at him, but just a run as he approaches the start-finish line.
He goes to the inside in turn 1 and passes A.J. Foyt. Arie Luyendyk.
1985 Rookie of the Year. Goodbye, A.J. like he wasn't there. Gary, he's on his way.
He has some clear space in front of him before he pulls up behind Jeff Brabham, and Johnny Rutherford will tell you at this time in the race, he is hearing every sound that car possibly could make.
Team Shearson finished 3rd last year here at Indianapolis, but it looks like number 1, barring something unforeseen. Luyendyk very smoothly through 3 and heading to 4.
He comes out of 4 very, very smoothly. The crowd waves, just a couple of laps to go. Arie making sure no mistakes. He's got slower traffic in front. He passes them, heads the main straightaway, and heads toward number 1 and Jerry Baker.
He speaks English, Dutch, and German. He's talking to that car in all 3 languages right now as we go to number 2. Let's follow him around. The final lap to go to the checkered flag.
Well, he has Emerson Fittipaldi out in front of him. I know he can trust Emo as he is about halfway down this backstretch. The lap's winding down, and he is going to pick up his first Indianapolis 500 victory.
He can almost coast home from here, taking it easily through 3. The fans waving. Arie Luyendyk on his way to victory lane of the 74th Indianapolis 500.
He threw 4 very easily. Again, the crowd waving. Makes the turn, heads down the main straightaway. Here to call it, Bob Jenkins.
And Ari Luyendyk, whose best finish here was 7th, wins the 74th running of the Indianapolis 500-mile race. Ari Luyendyk has won. Let's go to the pit area and Sally Larving.
As you can imagine, Doug Shearson, this has been a long time coming for you. Kisses and hugs from Neil Mickelwright. How do you feel right now?
I don't want this. I feel fine. How do you think I feel?
And he's off and running. He's going to go to victory lane. That's true. How would you think he feels? It's been a long time coming for the Shearson team and for Domino's Pizza and for Ari Luyendyk. The first win that he's had in his 7-year career, and it is the Indianapolis 500-mile race. Bob?
Doug Shearson, owner of the Domino's Pizza Hot One, goes to victory lane, and soon he'll be greeting his driver, Ari Luyendyk, there. Ari right now is on the cool-off lap. He's going very slowly through the 4th corner. He has his hand in the air, and the hundreds of thousands of spectators who have gathered here this afternoon saluting him back. Ari Luyendyk has won the 74th running of the 500-mile race. Luyendyk now in turn number 4. Bob Lavey, he was in front of you.
He is in front of me and going side by side with Bobby Rahal, his main challenger. Hands in the air as Ari Luyendyk being saluted by the crowd, saluting back, and Rahal right behind him as they head for the pit entrance and ultimately to victory lane. Ari Luyendyk, Bobby Rahal.